What's up, family? Welcome to Ask the Ma'ats. My name is Ayize, and I'm flying solo tonight because we got a question in from a woman asking for a male perspective. So I'm here without my wife to do that, give you a male perspective. The question is, I'm a 34-year-old single woman. 2 years ago, I finally realized that I'm ready to get married and settle down. After I lost my business, declared a bankruptcy, and got through a depression, I've been building myself up with prayer and daily meditation on a regular basis. I reconnected with a friend of mine whom I've known since I was 17 years old. And some 2 years ago, we started developing a wonderful friendship over the phone since I was 3,000 miles away at the time. However, now we are in the same city, and he's gotten really busy with his new job, and we barely talk. Me and this man have expressed to each other that we really love each other dearly. Anyway, we used to talk about being together, and now we don't, and I'm a bit down about things. There's two reasons why I'm a bit down. One, because I believe in God, and based on our circumstance, I believe that God put me in front of this man to marry him. And now I've almost lost my hope in this relationship. I've never felt this way about any man in my entire life. From a man's perspective, I guess, I just want to know, would a man express his love for a woman if he wasn't interested in her? And how can I regain this man's interest in me? Just to let you know, both of us are celibate and have been for many years. Both of us have gone through traumatic experiences in relation to losing money or a significant other, and both of us are still rebuilding our lives. I could really use some advice because I love this man, and I know this man really loves me. One of the things that jumps out to me, and let me first of all say thank you for writing in and asking me this question. I really appreciate that. But one of the things that jumps out to me first is that you say that the connection decreased as the distance decreased. And what automatically comes to my mind is that this could have occurred for possibly two reasons. The first reason, if he did experience traumatic experiences in a prior relationship, then there's a good chance he could be gun shy. Being as though you all now live in the same city, the possibility of your relationship being more of a reality is now staring him right smack dab in the face. So, he might be in a space where he's just afraid to jump back into another situation with a woman. So that's number one. Number two, sometimes things look better from afar than they look from up close. So again, the closer he gets to the space and the possibility of a relationship, the uglier he could see that possibility being. So that right there is also another possibility or reason why you all might not be communicating as much as you did before. But the thing that's needed in order to determine which one of those possibilities is an actual reality is a conversation. A conversation is needed in order to determine whether or not he's still feeling you, whether or not he's gun shy, what the deal is. So you need to most definitely talk to him. Now, you asked me a question. You wanted to know, would a man express his love for you if he wasn't really interested in you? I'm going to say yes and no. A young man would, but a grown man wouldn't. And the reason why I say that is because a young man, he could possibly still be in the emotional space that he was in when he was 17 years old. And if so, he would, because as a 17-year-old, most of the time you're using love and you're throwing it around like a beanbag because you're trying to manipulate the situation. So yes, in that instance, if he's still in that space of emotional maturity as a 17-year-old, then he could possibly tell you he loves you and not really be interested in you. However, I'm hoping that he is a grown man, and a grown man wouldn't. A grown man respects the word love. A grown man understands that there's a sense of responsibility attached to the word love. So no, a grown man wouldn't throw that word around. He wouldn't tell you I love you if he wasn't really interested in you. So again, in order to determine whether or not his feelings are genuine and whether or not that love that he expressed for you is real, you got to have a conversation with him. You got to ask him point blank, when you said you love me, what did that mean? Now, he might try to dip and dodge and duck the question, but you got to, just ask him the question because, number one, he's not in a relationship by himself. What he says to you impacts you, so he at least owes you an answer to that question. Now, the second part of your question to me was, what can I do to regain his interest? Now, I don't know him, but what I will say is that if he's gun shy, one of the things that you might want to do is be patient. If he's kind of apprehensive about jumping into a relationship because of his past failures or because of his past, traumatic experiences, then you might want to be patient with him and just make sure you're creating a safe space for him to be able to talk to you, to be able to express his feelings honestly to you. The second thing that I would say is that if you want to know what to do to get him to be back interested in you, just talk to him. Just talk to him. Ask him what it is that he wants from the relationship. Ask him what it is that he needs in order to feel, in order to be interested in you. One of the things that a lot of people fail to do in a relationship is just ask what the other partner wants. So what's required of you is to have some, I guess, a difficult conversation with him just to see where he really is, get to the bottom line, talk to him and see whether or not he's really interested in you. And I'm hoping that he is, because it sounds like, you're really interested in him. And I know you spoke about God putting him in your life because you feel like you're ready to marry and God has to some degree blessed you all's relationship with the eventual possibility of marriage. While that might be true, respect the process. Respect the process and know that things take time. If he's interested in you, he will let you know. But first you gotta ask. Ask him, be upfront with him. Don't duck the question, don't duck the conversation. It's a conversation that needs to be had. Again, this has been Ayize, and you can ask me a question or ask my wife and myself a question at but ask us at beintentional.com. Again, that's ask us at beintentional.com, or you can send us a question via our blog, which is www.beintentional.com. Again, this has been Ayize, and hopefully that advice was helpful. And fellas or women, if anybody else wants to contribute to this dialogue, I'm encouraging you to please write in and give this sister some help with her particular question or her issue. Baby.